Today in the Joy of Editing, we're creating a Valentine's Day themed edit with Nick Analog Efex, warm, romantic, film-inspired vibes, and the Nick Collection 8 giveaway winner info is coming up shortly. Stay tuned. Hello everyone and welcome to the Joy of Editing with Dave Kelly. Today we're doing a fun Valentine's Day themed edit using Nick Analog Efex, and I'll walk you through the steps so you can create this look on your own. And if you want to, I'll have a download link in the description below where you can download the image and give the edit a try out for yourself. And a quick giveaway update. By the time you're watching this video, the Nick Collection 8 giveaway will be closed and the winner will be posted. Congratulations to the winner. Be sure to check the video description below. I'll list the winner's YouTube handle there along with the exact instructions on how to claim the prize. And here's a quick heads up. If you're thinking about Nick Collection 8 or any DxO software, you can grab 15% off new purchases with my code Dave Kelly. Links are in the description and you can try any app free first. If you use my links, I earn a small commission at no extra cost to you. Thanks for supporting the channel. Well then, let's go ahead and dive right into this edit. Now, I'm already in Nick 8 Analog Efex, and you'll notice we have the basic adjustment, and the basic adjustment filter is there by default. Let's have some fun with this image. We're going to use different filters here in Analog Efex. The first thing I want to do is reduce the saturation. So I'm going to come to the saturation slider, drag it to the left over to, how about right here? Minus 65%. We're going to start out here and move on. This is an image I took a few years back. My wife had some of these different heart boxes, but I thought this would make a nice little Valentine edit. You can maybe turn it into a card or whatever, add some text to it, but let's see what we can come up with. Now, the focal point is right here, but I'd like to blur out the surrounding area a little bit more. So to do that, let's use a bokeh filter. So come over to the left side of the interface, see where it says bokeh, click the plus, and that will add the bokeh filter. Now you'll notice we have this oval shape here. Now you can move this and drag it around. This is the area that will be in focus right here. This is the transition, how the blur fades off. So what I want to do is move it maybe right in this area. Now we can click these different handles and say widen this out more circular like this, and I could come over here and give it more of an oval shape, maybe something like that. But this is the area I want in focus. If I hover over the outer circle, see the double arrow? This is the transitional adjustment. You can pull it in and you can pull it into here, and then you can also move it the opposite way and widen that transition area. But I think maybe right like this, and make sure I have it right where I want it. And I think right here is good. And now let's increase that blur strength a little bit. Let's move this to the right. See how I can blur that out more? But I think I want it right here at 46%. I think that looks good. Now, by default, we get the circle bokeh, as you see right here, or you could click right here and get a tilt shift bokeh. But I do want the circular, so we'll click on the ellipse, is what they're calling it. By the way, you also have aperture shape. Right now I'm using the circle, but you can click through and get different aperture shapes. What that is areas that are out of focus and are highlights. A lot of times you can see the actual aperture shape in those highlight areas, and you can adjust their rotation and the variation. But there's a whole bunch in here that you can choose from. In this image, I'm just using the circle. Now, the circle is the only shape that doesn't allow you to adjust the rotation because there's no need to. It's a circle or the variation. But I'm using the circle, as I said. Now, I don't like this area in focus right here, so I think I'll take the transition, hover over this outer circle, and drag this in to, say, right here. And I think I'll just move this oval shape down and to the left a little bit. I think maybe right about here, and see how that's out of focus there a little bit more, and I think that looks more natural. Now let me shut off the bokeh by unchecking it. I'll click right here. Here's before and here's after. I like that. Let's add another filter. This time it's going to be a lens vignette. So come over to the left side of the interface and look for lens vignette and click the plus. And we start out with a circular shaped dark vignette around the edge. Now, you see the circle right here in the center. You can move that vignette all around if you want to, but let's just put it in the middle. Now, if you move the amount slider to the left, you'll make the vignette darker. If you come to the center, which is 0%, basically no vignette, but if you move it to the right, you can get yourself a light vignette, which is pretty nice. And what I want to do is take this over to like 38%. Now we can also adjust the shape. So right now we have a circle shape, and you'll note we can move into a rectangle shape. So I'm going to move this to the right, and I'll drag the slider over to 100, which will give me a rectangle. And now we can adjust the size by moving this to the right to make that vignette more, move it to the left to make the vignette less. And I want a good bit of vignette in here, so I'm going to take mine over to right there, 80%. And now, you know what? I think I want to go back up to the basic adjustments, and I just want to take the brightness back a little bit. So I'll come to the brightness slider, drag it to the left over to right there, minus 11%. I think that looks better. And I think I want to pull back on my contrast a little bit. I want a nice dreamy look to this image, and I'll take that back to minus 15%. So far, we're looking pretty good. Let's have some more fun. How about a paper texture? So come over to the left side of the interface and look for paper textures, click the plus. And I know you're saying, Dave, you destroyed your image. Yeah, right now I did destroy, but we'll fix it. We have different blend modes here. By the way, if you click in these filters like right here, you can collapse them. So let's collapse all these filters, give ourselves a little more space here. When you're working with a texture, blend modes are your friends. So we have different blend modes here. This is a drop down. If you click here, you can hover over the different blend modes like color, darken, hard light, lighten, multiply, overlay, screen, and soft light. For this image, I like soft light, so let's click soft light. Right now, this texture strength is 100%, so I want to pull this to the left to pull it back. And I think I'll pull it back to right there, 68%. Now you'll note we're in classic textures. This is a drop down. We have classic, vintage, and worn. Right now we're in classic. So all you have to do is click on one of these. Like let me click on this one and you can see what that one looks like. And that's not bad, but not really what I'm going for. But for this image, I clicked the drop down and I decided to use vintage. And again, you also have worn, like worn paper. Let's click on vintage and let's click on the first one here. And that's pretty cool, and I like it on this image. I'd probably pull the strength back, and then we have this guy right here. Interesting, but the one I decided on was this one right here, number 12, so let's click on that. I like the soft light blend mode, so I'll keep it. I think the strength is good. Now, we also have scale here. You can adjust this to the left. See how you can change the size of the texture, or to the right. So that's nice. We have a lot of adjustment here. And for this one, I think I'm going to move it to like right here, 164%. Now you can also flip the texture horizontally by clicking here. You see that? So you can get a horizontal flip or a vertical flip by clicking here. So we get these options, but I think I like it right like it is. Now, here's an interesting adjustment, colorization. Let's click the plus. We can color this texture. Right now we have like a reddish hue on here. We can move this to the right and change it. But for me, I left it at 0%. But I took the saturation back and I took it back to like 29, because remember, I'm going for a Valentine theme and it looks a little like a nice pinkish texture to me, which really fits my mood. And then we can adjust the luminance value of the texture based on the blend mode. So I'm going to drag this to the right over to like right there, it's 70%. Now let me shut off the texture. Here's before, here's after. Now I do want to point out this is a completely non-destructive workflow, so you can come back to any of the different filters and make readjustments. I just have one more filter to add, and that's going to be a frame. So come back over to the left side of the interface and click the plus by frames. And we have all these different frames in here, and all you need to do is click on a frame. And you can see that's pretty cool. That works really nice with this image, but that's not what I'm going for. This is under film strip and you have all these different frames you could use. Click the drop down and then you have white frames or light box frames. I went ahead and used white frames, so let's click on white. And the one I decided on was the last one right here, number 28, so let's click on that. Now, the only thing we have here is scale. So if I take the scale slider, right now it's at 100%, move it the whole way to the left, you can see you can adjust the scale of that frame. And for this image, I decided on 85%. Let me shut it off. Here's before, here's after. But I think the frame adds a nice little finishing touch. Now, that's my edit. We could come up here to compare, left click and hold. There's the before and there's the after, but I think this makes a really nice little Valentine presentation. Now, we don't have any way of adding text here in Analog Efex or any of the pieces of Nik Collection software. But we could take this into a program like Photoshop and add like a nice happy Valentine's Day on this or whatever. Well, there it is, everyone. I hope you enjoyed today's Valentine's Day themed edit using Nik Analog Efex. If you found this helpful, please like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to hit the bell notification and set it to all so you don't miss the next tutorial. And a quick reminder, the Nik Collection 8 giveaway winner and the claim instructions are listed in the video's description below, so be sure to check that. Thanks so much for joining me today in the Joy of Editing with Dave Kelly, and I'll see you all right here next time. But until then, happy editing.